looking for the sports channel, Gary.
I don't wanna fuck with me.
What's poppin'? It's your boy Cheno Royal, IKT the Royal. How y'all feeling? What's good? Look. It's that time. It's that time. For every lesson, every blessing, it's time for the check-in. I'm here with what's your name, sir?
Watch Jimmy Ball. Oh man, we got a little bit of a delay. Watch Jimmy Ball in the place
Jimmy
to
Ball.
be though.
Yes, sir, man. How you been? Bro, since the last time I seen you?
Man, and I honestly don't know how long it's been. I know it's been a couple years, but I mean, I've been blessed. I've been great. I done evolved for sure. Man, what year was that we did our interview, bro?
I don't even remember, bro. Like, I honestly was like trying to find it back in my feed, but I was just like, it feels like not that long ago.
At
Maybe
least
like a year.
Nah, ain't no way.
Bro, it was at least a year, bro. I swear, like maybe
I
it
feel
might
like
have
it
been
was
back in
longer
like.
than that. I feel like I was still fat. The boy watched Jimmy Ball.
Jimmy Ball, how you doing, my guy?
I am doing awesome, man. Glad to be here.
I appreciate you, man. How was your day, man? You have a good day?
Like,
oh my God.
yeah,
You say
like,
that
for
you
sure.
you think it's that far back? That you think that you were like you were bigger back then?
Yeah, for sure. Maybe 2020 is like where I'm thinking. Like,
2020.
like that's how far back I'm
Oh,
feeling like it was.
Well, then we're gonna have a lot to talk about
I
at
feel
least
like I
on this
had hair
episode.
too. You're gonna have
You
to
did,
find out.
honestly. You did, because I was honestly gonna say something. I'm like, when did Charles Xavier just start rolling on up in here, bro? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, no, if I had hair, we definitely talking about 2020. Like, I cut my hair so long ago. Like, it had to be a minute. Yeah.
Man.
I started using my mind more, man. I had to put my mind to it. So that's why Charles Xavier look made more sense.
I understand, man. You look like a college professor out here, bro. It's like you get ready to teach me something right now.
Man, and that's funny you say that, man. That's one of the things that's in the works, man. I'm trying to take over the college market.
What's up? That's what's up. But let's tap into that gap of time that we were alluding to right here, man. How you been since then, man? Even if it was 2020, like how's life been treating you since then, man?
Life has been amazing, man. A lot of ups and downs. It's always great to have a testimony, have a story. But what I'm saying, things have just evolved, changed, grew. The company is booming, life is booming. I'm healthier, I'm smarter, I'm more successful. I would say it's really been a success story. I would say since 2020 for sure. Like the come up is real. I think around that time I had just kind of moved to Atlanta. So now I've been here for quite a while, and yeah, I done made it my home. I done made it my own. I feel like.
Yeah, man. Like, you look great, man. You look like you're doing a lot of the right things. You look like you're on a great path. To say that, like, before, like, you're like, oh, whoa, man, like, you're not on the right path. It's like I seen you from the minute that we had the first meeting. I was like, this man's on the best path I could possibly think of, and just seeing you even right now, man, like, it just looks like everything's going great for you. And I would like to hear a little bit more about like all the steps that you've been taking since then. Like, have you been diving into a lot of projects? Like, have you been expanding the craft? Like, what's it been looking like?
So definitely been going OC crazy with the projects. We worked with so many different people since 2020. I don't know if I had worked with KFC at that time. I don't know if I had already worked with Home Depot at that time. Definitely had already worked with Notre Dame University. Even on the music side, Cash Dow, K Camp, Young and May. We did a reality TV show for her. We did some music videos with her. But then even just completely transitioning and starting to work with more entrepreneurs and doing content versus just like video work. It's really been insane, man. Like it's been such a shift in what I was doing and what I was focused on, from being like more of a director to now being more into marketing, um,
Yeah.
to being a one-man band to now having a full team, and different people to actually help me put all of this stuff together. So it's hopefully I'm answering the question, because I'm trying to think of all the differences between myself in 2020. I mean, because in addition to that, like you said, with the weight loss, the cutting my hair, I'm over 120 pounds down from moving to Indiana. Yeah, like yeah. We big out here, you know what I'm saying? And the company is doing multiple six figures, so I mean, we got so many different avenues we could go. Like I said, the projects has been banging. The lifestyle has changed. Health, wellness, and wealth. You know what I'm saying? As a whole, is all I'm about.
What's some things, like, I know that there's a lot on like that you could possibly think of, but what's one thing that from back in 2020 you never probably could have seen yourself doing right now at this stage, and the way things are going for you right now?
In 2020, I was very dead set on being this DP, this director that did a lot of creative work. So for me to do what I would have considered back then a lot more boring work now is definitely different than, what I'm saying, what I initially expected. I when I first got into video, I really wanted to do a lot of creative stuff, and I still do. Don't get me wrong, I still do, but where I'm currently at is I find myself serving the people more than serving my own agenda. And a lot of that like creativity stuff that I was looking for and looking to do was kind of rooted in ego, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to say you're doing the biggest things, you want to say you're doing this biggest stuff, but I wasn't really making no impact on nobody's life. And now with what I do, I have a very strong relationship with my clientele. And I'm making a very big impact on their business, on their life. I know their families. And it's deeper than just videos now. So I would say I didn't exactly see myself ascending to this level where I'm more of a businessman, more of a marketer, more of a piece in somebody's business, like how I am now. Back then it was just, do video. How can I be better at lighting? How can I be better at my craft? The craft as a whole done changed. It's like, how can I be better at the strategy? How can I be one of the people that's helping really move the board forward? How can I really, enhance what everybody's got going on?
Was there like a moment, where was the moment in time where like things kind of like shifted a little bit more, like to where it felt like you were kind of going, like the ball started rolling quicker and quicker and quicker?
It's a really weird thing for me, is that I don't have a new moment like that I can really think of. The old moment was being in music videos and getting a gun pulled on me, and that just kind of like shifted how I felt about being in the music video space, and the safety, and really no longer wanting to allow myself to be in a room where you getting paid $500 to do something that could potentially end your life. I definitely remember that moment from then, and that was before 2020. But from now from 2020 to now, I feel like I can't pinpoint the exact moment, but I know the mindset shift that happened, which was I no longer wanted to be a commodity for people. I no longer wanted to be something somebody could just purchase and it was trading time for money. I wanted to be somebody who could provide value. And whatever way that was going to be hadn't really came to fruition yet. Like, I hadn't figured out how I was going to provide that value yet. But I knew for sure I didn't just want to be another videographer. I didn't want to just be somebody who got called to shoot your video. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be instrumental in coming up with the ideas, the direction, how can I really help you achieve whatever goal you got in mind? Because I came to the belief that like you get everything you want out of life by helping other people get what they want out of life. So once I really adopted that, I just looked at it like, how can I bring that to what I'm doing? And that's when, the company started to grow, I guess. Like you said, the ball really just started to get rolling.
Right. How did that move into or shift to just doing like more business, like tycoons style like content and whatnot? Like how did that like move from like music into that a little bit more? Like was there like a certain connect that like kind of introduced you, or were you just like, hey man,
for sure. Yeah. I definitely would give a shout out to my boy Ty, man. He was my personal trainer. And we had kind of a little mini agreement that I want to say happened in 2020, where it was like, yo, if you train me, then I'll shoot your content. And from that moment, it kind of just started to open me up to a new world, which led me to shooting fitness content. The shooting fitness content was kind of my first launch into doing more, marketing style content, more commercials and stuff for entrepreneurs. At that time, I had worked for major corporations like Notre Dame, but I had never worked for small entrepreneurs because in Indiana, I don't really feel like we had a lot of small entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? Like you was either a major company or you was nothing. Like, so me getting a chance to work with people who look like me, in the sense that they were Black and they were exuding Black excellence, it kind of opened up my eyes. So I was working with him as my trainer. He worked at this gym called the Loft Athletic Club here in Atlanta. And the Loft is like a breeding ground for entrepreneurs. Like this is where you go if you come to Atlanta and you're an entrepreneur and you want to work out, you want to be in the gym. Like it's guys in there making millions and millions of dollars just walking around, you know what I'm saying? They pulling up in Maybachs in front, they pulling up in Rolls Royces in the front, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting exposed to that on a day-to-day basis. Lo and behold, I end up getting connected with the gym owner and his wife, and I started shooting a lot of their content. And she has a clothing line, so I started doing all the marketing, like all the video marketing stuff for her clothing line, like shooting all her content, and getting all that put together. So that was like really, really cool for me. But again, just another eye-opening moment of like, oh, this could work. Like this could be a real thing. This could be some real opportunities. And I, locked in on what's called a retainer with her, and that just showed me that my business could be, there could be reoccurring revenue with my business. And I was like, okay, well, how can I do more of this? How can I find more people like this person? And how can I be of more service to this person? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I continue to get better at what I'm doing? Even though in my mind, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, this is what I considered the boring stuff. Like I wanted to be shooting movies. I wanted to be shooting music videos with, you know what I'm saying? People of the Drake caliber, the Beyonce level, I wanted to be the Quentin Tarantino. Like, so once I got into this space and I saw that it was a real way for me to provide value, and not only provide value for my clients, but provide value for the people around me, because I had a lot of creatives around me who also were struggling and didn't have a lot of work. And at one point I got to the point where I had so much work where it's like, okay, now I need to start hiring. So yeah, I would say Ty number one, my boy Ty, and then Mrs. 2 Weeks Out, Helani Lobdell at the Loft were the two the two main people that once I connected with, it changed everything. As far as like what I was doing with the content stuff.
Would you say stuff like that like comes with like a different mindset or a shift in mindset, or like would you say like you're growing off of the same person?
It's a mix of both. I think my mindset shifted when I decided to leave Indiana as a whole. Like that was the first mindset shift. And I'm a big anime fan, you know what I'm saying? I believe that, you kind of grow in power levels as you continue to progress. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the first move from Indiana, I think the first move from Indiana was maybe, me just unlocking Kaioken. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you watch Dragon Ball Z, but that was just me unlocking Kaioken.
Okay.
And then once I started to work with my trainer, you know what I'm saying, it challenged me internally and physically to be different than who I was. And that maybe was Super Saiyan. And then meeting Halani and working with her, starting to work with more entrepreneurs and business owners, you know, challenged me to go to Super Saiyan 2. Like, and I feel like these forms aren't possible without, you know what I'm saying, whatever happened before it. So the first unlock of just knowing that I could be stronger, that I could be better, that I could be faster, that I could be, you know, more than what I was me just leaving Indiana. Like once I left Indiana, I had already dedicated myself in life to being like, okay, I'm gonna train to be a beast after this. Like I'm gonna be the best, and not just train in the sense of like losing weight. Like genuinely, how can I be obsessed with marketing? How can I be obsessed with video? How can I be obsessed with providing value? How can I learn all of these things that I need to learn in order for me to really get what I'm trying to get out of life? Because ultimately my goal is still to make $1 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? I haven't made a full M yet. I just recently did the math to find out that I made like at least over $500,000 in my production company. But
Hey,
I wanna be more. You know what I'm saying? I got to meet Tyler Perry, I want to say maybe about 2 years ago. And just hear him talking about how he made 300 million. And I'm like, yo, I still gotta get my
I can
first.
imagine.
I gotta get my first M. Like you talking about 300, I hit like he was like the amount of money I'm thinking of making. Like he talking about he spend that in payroll. Like and just even getting around more friends and more people who are entrepreneurs who are like-minded. Like again, you talk about the mindset shifts. Like having a homeboy who's telling me like, yeah, my payroll is 15K a month. Like I remember when making 15K a month would have been impressive. Like I remember when that was a big deal. And now it's like that's somebody's payroll. Like it's definitely a lot of mindset shifts that happen throughout the whole process. But like I said, man, it's just kind of like how it is in anime. Like every new villain you face is a new form. You was always that same person though. I don't feel like Goku ever changed in the TV show. Like he never became a new guy. He was always the same Goku, but he just unlocked a new form.
True. What's some maybe like one thing like that you learned like moving forward that was like maybe something difficult to grasp, but like you were just like, you know, like it set well a little bit later down the line.
It's something that I just recently put in one of my YouTube videos that I'm trying to work on, but the amount of effort that it takes to get extraordinary results is so much more than what you thought it was going to be. Like significantly more. Like, and again, you know, I relate a lot of things back to my weight loss because weight loss and anime is pretty much fitness and anime is what I deal with on a day-to-day basis. Fitness,
they go together.
Yeah, they all go together. So, like when I decided that I wanted to lose weight, like I thought that it would be as simple as me showing up to the gym. I thought it would be as simple as me doing a couple push-ups, a couple sit-ups, you know what I'm saying? Drink a little bit of water here, have a salad every once in a while. But once I found out what it really took, once I started to put in the efforts, put in the reps and the sets, like once you start to do that and you see what it really takes to achieve results, everything changes. Like, and we can relate that back to business. Like the amount of phone calls I do on a regular basis to make six figures, the amount of people I have to deal with, the amount of clientele I have to talk to and serve and help, the amount of staff members I needed. Like I would have just never expected to need this much help. I would have never expected to have to put in this much work. I would have never expected to have to wake up and eat shit like the way you have to do to achieve your goals. Like, and I just feel like a lot of times we underestimate what it really looks like on the other side of that. Like, I don't know if Jimmy in 2024 would have been ready for 5 phone calls, 6 phone calls a day. Like a day, and these are hour-long phone calls. I don't know if he's ready to get off the road. We just drove 5 hours from North Carolina. We spent the whole car ride writing YouTube videos and working on real estate for me to get in the house, set up this phone, hop on this podcast because I made that commitment. Then I got to go to sleep, wake up in the morning. I got sales calls. I got editing to do. I got to make sure I'm shooting. I got to make sure I'm producing. We running multiple YouTube channels for our clients. We working with some of the biggest law firms in the city. You just never, when you're younger, you just never really understand what effort is really gonna look like. Like I remember being overwhelmed from having 2 music videos to edit. Like I blow 2 music videos out the water right now. Like that's nothing. Like, and it's just crazy what used to overwhelm me now is just that's a drop in the bucket in comparison to the amount of effort I have to put in on a regular basis.
I'm glad you said that because like I was literally just talking to somebody about that because I've noticed like even with myself just a difference between like when you truly want something. Somebody was asking me like what they could do, like something as simple as like fitness, for example, and I'm like, a lot of people don't understand like how much more they can do by themselves. Like people don't like, you might see like, I get like at the end of the day you can do a lot with a team, that's perfect, but you don't understand how far you can push your limits even by yourself, and a lot of people probably just struggle.
Absolutely, man. It starts with you. Like you are the team before there is a team. And most entrepreneurs who are really in the field, really doing this, they get that. Like, because that's where it starts. That's when you start to get slapped in the face with reality of like, this is gonna be some hard work. I went from working 40 hours a week and getting a paycheck to working 80 hours a week and getting nothing. Absolutely nothing. To working 120 hours a week and getting nothing. Okay. Yep. Well, now, okay, I went from doing that to now, okay, well, now I work a little bit and I get a lot. Okay, now I work a little bit and I get nothing. It just, there's so many nuances, and it's like, yeah, it's not going to just be on the team either. Like, even when you get a team, you have to deal with the stress of having a team. Like, the first time I had a conversation with one of my employees about a raise, it damn near gave me a heart attack. Like, I am now in the position that I have to think about getting a raise. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm still supposed to be charging for $500 music videos in Indiana. I didn't expect this for myself as a whole. So there's a lot of like imposter syndrome that you got to go through, that you got to deal with, that self-doubt of like, man, I don't even know what I'm doing. Do I even know how to do this? Like, I don't even know if I'm running the company the right way. You just have to believe in, number one, God, divine timing, and him just, helping you and pushing you through this life. But you got to believe in God. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your dream and whatever passion that you have, and, just be willing to fail forward ultimately.
I think that's also like a main thing that I've like found to be very similar. Like when you're talking to people that have that driven mindset of just not having the fear of failure, like kind of hold you down, like, that ball and chain. And I think a lot of people like can say that it's easier said than done, but when you actually push yourself and let's say that you're actually not gonna, like, it's a kind of 50-50 shot of are you still gonna do it, or are you just gonna take the more guaranteed route rather than actually take that chance and actually see if you can go like push yourself to the limits for the bigger payout? And obviously you've been doing it, it's been working. What's something that you would say kind of drives you more and more each time?
What drives me more and more each time, and it's funny because again, we talk about stuff like this in my household on a regular basis, so it's not a new conversation. I don't have like this long list of whys like a lot of people. Like, of course I have my family. I have my daughter. She's 10 years old now, but I'm not this guy with this long list of whys. I have a unnatural, obsessive compulsive nature that I was born with. Like I just wake up and I'm ready. Like I want to fight. I want the challenge. I want to get in into the nitty gritty. I'm enjoying the challenge of life at this point. Like, how strong can I be? How fast can I be? How much money can I make? What's the nicest car I can afford and buy? Like, what's the biggest house I can get to? Like, I'm GTA in this shit at this point. Like, I just genuinely enjoy the hustle. Like, some people some people need all the whys, some people have all the whys, and some people have external motivations. I do believe that there's some psychological things of like growing up with less money and growing up with less makes me want more, and my rags to riches story. Because I mean, shoot, my family definitely wasn't rolling in the dough. My dad wasn't driving no Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? He was working a regular job, making minimum wage, and up until the point where he didn't have a job and then he died. My grandma the same way, living off of welfare and stuff like that. My mom was probably the most successful person in my life that I got to see, as she was doing things on the side, but I was so young and didn't understand. I didn't even know she was getting to it like that. It didn't even make sense to me until I got older and started talking to her. She was like, no, I bought a couple properties and flipped them. You know what I'm saying? I had a couple jobs where I was making six figures. And I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's just in me, bro. Like, it's just there's something in my DNA, it's something in my body, something in my mind, and it's a God-given, ordained vision and dream that I couldn't turn this shit off if I wanted to. Like, I wish I could just decide to be normal. Like, again, I've been past I've been past $100,000 a year for so long now. It's like that don't even impress me no more. It's not my goal. It's so far away from my goal that I'm like, okay, well, yeah, thank you guys for giving me that. I really appreciate it. But still, how are we getting there? How much more can we make?
Right.
How much bigger can our deals be? How much more can we help our clients? How much better can this video be? How much better can the lighting be? Everything is better. How do I be better in every single area of my life? How can I be a better, partner in my relationship? How can I be a better dad? And it's just innate, bro. Like, I can't make this shit up. Like, anybody who knows me also could tell you that. Like, I'm obsessed with just being better at everything.
And something that I always wonder, like, especially with people driven as well, is like, since you brought it up right now, what's something that you're working on right now that you're pushing yourself more and more, besides obviously the weight loss and all that stuff? Like, what's something that you're working on?
So what I'm working on right now is first and foremost, my mental health. I'm pushing myself to become the person that I need to be to achieve the goals that I have set before me. What that looks like is prioritizing taking therapy, prioritizing figuring out what makes me feel fulfilled, and understanding that I am somebody that I like the challenge, I like the hustle, and learning to separate failure from self-worth, and learning to separate achievements from self-worth, and just really learning to tap into like the enjoyment of life. Like, how can I just vibe with the fact that I'm here and the journey is something that I'm, invested in? Like, I think a lot of times in the past, I let it stress me out. I did let it get to me, and that's part of entrepreneurship. Honestly, at the beginning it is just gonna be a little bit more difficult. But now on this other side, like, I'm taking the time to learn the game. Like, I understand customer acquisition. I understand that I need to focus on retention. I understand that I need to be prioritized marketing. And then I also get that I need to, spend time with my girls, spend time with my daughter, and that all of these things as a whole are gonna rise, not just one thing. I'm not singular. I'm an omniscient being. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like
Right.
I'm bigger than where I am right now, and I'm just trying to get my mind to handle how big I'm gonna be. So I would definitely say, hopefully that answers the question. I'll be trying to answer the question. I don't be trying to be all deep and stuff. That's how I feel.
No, you're coming off very prolific right now. I was like, I don't know whether this is Charles Xavier or Neo right now that I'm speaking to. So like, I don't know what was
All right,
going
Chris Brown, you got one more time. You got one more time, Chris Brown. You about one white beater away from hitting Rihanna. All right, you know what I'm saying? I was gonna go grab a hairspray when I first got on here. You know what I'm saying? Let your soul go. You know what I'm saying? And you know, hey now, hey. You the only man I know that put Crocs up on the wall.
Yeah, you're true. You're true.
Oh, no, I definitely appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. Since you brought up family, I wanted to get one more in before we get to the last question. Especially something that I fight with like almost on the daily. But when it pertains to business and family, just anything personal, what is something that you strive to do to balance the two sacred two?
Balance? Balance.
How?
We talking about balance?
I know it ain't gonna be as great a balance. I'm just saying, like what?
Yeah, I don't balance. I suck at balance. I'm terrible at balance. It's your turn when it's your turn. I can't lie. Like I'm pretty much obsessed with the thing that I'm trying to fix at the moment that I'm trying to fix it. And then after that, you know, I go into maintenance mode for a little bit. Like it's a constant flux of what is in the lead right now. What's the main focus right now? And then I'll go back and fix the next thing, and then go back and fix it. It's a cycle, man. I think that a lot of people want work-life balance, but you can't have both at the same time. You can have everything you want, just not at the same time. While I'm trying to build this business and while I'm trying to get to this $1 million goal, you know, I don't really like I don't hang out with external family much. I'm still doing phone calls with my daughter. I'm still kicking it with my girl, but I'm not going to go hang out with my brother and sister. I'm not seeing my cousins that much. So I would say on the family scale, I'm running on maintenance. But in the same sense, we adults, man. You know, like I truly believe that we should all be trying to strive to chase our goals. So hopefully, you know, my family understands that. Like it's never no love lost. It's just once I get to this goal, man, let me just take us all on a yacht. And then we'll make up for the lost time. But in the same sense,
I hear
having my girl helps me though, because like she is like super family. Like she's more family than business to me. So she'll stop everything she's doing and fly back to Miami to go see her family, and it'll remind me that I'm a piece of shit. So it definitely helps to have at least somebody else around you that's like not the same as you.
Yeah. No, like I wanted to pick your brain about that because I run into that problem just as much, and I would say that I'm in the same boat as you. Is like that's kind of what it is. Like once I get home, it's just more of just like, you know, like this is my time and this is what I can offer. Like this is what I can do after like I'm out attacking the world, you know, attacking all my goals, and you know, I get home and that's the time that I have to offer you when I get home. You know, I understand that completely. I just wondered how you felt about that, how you view that. But I'm gonna clip the hell out of the balance.
Yeah, we talking about balance. But no, one thing I will say, and I just read a book recently called The Psychology of Money. Because I would be remiss if I didn't express this, because it really hit me in my heart hard. At the end of our life, he said in the book, you know what I'm saying, at the end of our life, we never gonna regret the investments. We never gonna regret the deals that we didn't get to make. We never gonna regret the money that we missed. What we gonna regret is the time that we didn't get to spend with our family. So I am trying to figure out what that looks like for me. And I do think it's important that we figure out what it looks like for you, for anybody else listening. Because it is important. if we were to lose a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a cousin right now, like that shit would hit hard. Like it would be devastating for me to lose somebody that I love and to look back and say, dang, I prioritized something that I really don't think is more important than them. Like, so it's definitely mixed for me. Like that book, it's a book about investing. It's a book about the way you feel towards money and how it affects the decisions you make. So anybody listening, definitely, the psychology of money is something that I would encourage you to read. But just that one little moment in the book, and he does it towards like the end of the book. Like that one little moment definitely was a big aha for me because I do over index on putting my energy into my business. But if I lost a family member again, like it would suck.
Of course. I'm pretty sure anybody would have that same reaction. We're all human at the end of the day. I do believe that, love is a main component. Otherwise, we're just robots out here just going to work, coming home, going to work, coming home. Like, there's no artistry in just going to work, coming home. Like, we have to have that artistic draw somewhere. So,
yeah, we gotta have a life.
Hey, man, I appreciate you stopping by. Let me get a piece of the time. I know you busy, man, out here. I hear, Bay in the background, studio audience. Hang up that sign real quick. But I only got one more question for you before you get on out of here. Keep conquering, got going on. But what's the next couple of years looking like for you? Like, is the overall end game still the same as last time, or has it changed a little bit?
Unfortunately, I don't remember what the end game was last time, so we're gonna restate it. The goal is to take over the world. Okay, we're gonna take over the world. We're gonna make this production company as big as it possibly can. We may launch off into being a marketing company. We're really already starting to be more of a marketing company now. Eventually we're gonna step into education and start to teach and to share this information and help out in that way. We adding more team members, we growing, we building, we still gonna get into the movie space, we still gonna get into producing TV shows. So yeah, the sky is the limit, man. I'm Tyler Perry Jr. in the making with Jimmy Ball. You know what I'm saying? My own version, to be honest. So yeah, it's there's no stopping, bro. I'm in love with the hustle. So I would like to be the first billionaire in my family. The first millionaire is probably already taken.
Hey man, I love it, and I can't wait to see you at the top, man. I'm on my own side missions trying to get up there with you. So maybe one day I'll see you at the top. But until then, gonna keep grinding, keep fighting, keep doing your thing. But like I said, man, I appreciate you for showing up, showing out, doing your thing like always.
Absolutely, man. You got to stay in touch, man. We got to do these at least once a year or something. You know what I'm saying? You keep saying we did it last year. Now, I know it was 4 years ago.
I swear, bro.
If I had hair,
it
had
was last year ago. I'm gonna have to look back. I'm going back to editing,
and I'm 32 now.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna literally find it, and I'm gonna put a side by side in the thumbnail. I'm gonna literally be like, this man looked like this, now I look like this, and I guarantee.
Absolutely. All right, bet. Now, if it's a year ago, I'll send you $1,000. If it's over a year ago, you gotta cut your hair like me.
Goddamn. Oh no. I don't know if I'm gonna look good. I don't think C Breezy looked like that. He done did a little buzz thing before. He done did a little cut, you know what I'm saying? I never seen C Breezy look like Neo before. That's crazy.
Man, we gotta pull up the clip, man. Chris Brown done definitely went with the buzz cut a couple of times, you know what I'm saying? A couple of times.
But hey, go ahead, shout out any place we can find you. It'll be down in the description for everybody that needs to know, but go ahead, shout out all that stuff.
Yeah, man, if you're looking for me, I'm gonna be at Purple Thread Films ATL on Instagram. My personal Instagram is also Watch Jimmy Ball. Other than that, you probably don't need to find me.
Hey, my man Jimmy Ball. Keep conquering, keep doing your thing. But until next time, y'all stay royal out there. Peace.